Yeah, yes, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Liverpool just won 3-1 at home against Bournemouth. The result is the right result. The performance is a different matter entirely that we'll talk about today on the show, guys. But yeah, look, it's 3 points. It's a great result. It's a good win. 4 points in our first two games. I'm happy with that. Performances, though, are still an issue. Things to talk about. Um, Obviously, Dominic Szoboszlai. We're going to chat about Dominic Szoboszlai because he's a great player. The red card, that was a disgrace. Mo Salah, yeah, not sure about Mo Salah. Not sure about Jota. Diaz looks electric. Trent can't defend. Still loads to talk about, guys. I'm going to bring K-Mac as well into the panel. Be at K-Mac, how you doing, man?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
You can't hear me? Can everyone hear me in the chat? Let know if you can hear me in the chat.
2 secs.
Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Yeah, you can all hear me, yeah? Yeah, I can hear myself. It's all good. It's all good. I think K-Mac's having issues. Big up, guys. Thank you very much. Much love to everyone. Don't forget to go and hit that like button on the way in and all that stuff. You all right now, K-Mac? Settled in? K-Mac, can you hear us?
I'm great. How good is Dominic Szoboszlai?
Yeah, yeah, we'll get to him in a bit. He can have his own section of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of baby boys called Dominic at the end of the season. That's what I'm going to say. He's a tremendous footballer, but we'll save him for the beginning. We'll save him towards the end of the show. Right. Starting lineup came out. It was the same starting lineup we had against Chelsea. First off, was you surprised to see the starting lineup, or do you think at the moment that's probably the best we got to choose?
Yeah, we haven't really got anything else, have we? If I'm honest. I was surprised to see Diaz, but I'm happy because he had a really good game.
Diaz was great.
Gakpo
in midfield. Gakpo in midfield again doesn't work, does it? It don't work. It's 2 games now. He's not been the Gakpo we want. Gakpo's a forward player. He's either plays it through the number 9 position or in the left wing. He don't suit that midfield position. The reason he don't suit it because he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know if he's meant to go and pick players up. He doesn't know if he's meant to, break the lines, get into the box, get on the end of things. He's not sure what to do. So I was shocked to see. I thought, Harvey Elliott might play in midfield or come in for this game or something like that. But yeah, that was the only thing. And I'm surprised Darwin didn't start the game at home to Bournemouth. I've got to say, I know Jota went on to score his goal, but I don't think Jota had the best game. But yeah, I don't think there's too much to complain about team sheet wise. Let's start talking about the first 5 minutes of this game, guys. Big up to everyone in the chat. I hope you're all good. Don't forget that like and sub and share. First 5 minutes of this game came out. How's your heart?
I missed it. I was in the garden digging up concrete. And I'm glad I did.
Oh, man.
I came in at 15 minutes, mate. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, you're lucky, man. That first 5 minutes, guys. Big up everyone in the chat. That first 5 minutes, everyone in chat, how was you watching that in that first 5 minutes? Because the mistakes straight away. We couldn't. It's like Addison making mistakes. It's just what is going on.
I did write Bozo Gene in the chat, but then he got man of the match for me with some of the saves he pulled off at the end.
Yeah. Addison makes it up for you. He doesn't. He made a little mistake at the beginning of the game, but he doesn't let that bother him, and you can see how good he is towards the end of the game. But we're playing out from the back. I've been saying this for a while. I don't think we can play out from the back. I'm not saying we can't because our goal against Chelsea came from playing out the back. But I don't think Liverpool are great playing out the back when they got an opposition team pressing them like Bournemouth did in the early stages, are they?
No. I think what will help is having a proper DM who drops a lot deeper. And I did notice that when Endo came on, he was calling for the ball a lot from the defenders, which will help us. I actually thought he was really good, by the way, when he came on. So, it looks like we've got a solid player there. To be fair, but yeah, I mean, I was looking at some of those passes that went into McAllister, and it was like, oh my god, like he is so close to getting the ball taken off him all the time. Sometimes you've just got to use a long ball. Like we've got wingers, like we've got Salah, we've got Diaz, we've got pace there. Sometimes you just got to give us a Trent and hit a long ball, like hit a diagonal. Like he stopped doing it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean that's what I used to love this Liverpool team.
Oh God, yeah.
We used to be so direct. Everyone used to say like we could like 2 passes and we score. That's how Liverpool used to be.
Some of the goals.
The super
Yeah.
direct, and I don't know if the players are capable of doing that. What we got now, but Virgil is so capable of pinging a 40-yard ball. He doesn't need to play you the ball 5 yards out. I'm all for playing out from the back. I like playing out from the back. I like that build-up play. I think if you score from that, it makes your football intelligence look better. It makes the game look better. So I do like it. But I always think there's a time and a place. And I think the first few minutes of a game at home in your first home game of the season is not that time when Bournemouth, we'll know how Bournemouth plays under this new manager. They press straight away from the start. They give it a go. They don't go hiding. And I think Liverpool just needed to take a bit more authority and a bit more care with the ball at the back. Trent at right back. I don't think Trent was great today. I don't think he was great against Chelsea either. For me, we've got to stop this inverted nonsense. We just got to stop it. Now, apparently, reading today that this inverted role this system we're playing right now is Pep Linders' baby. This is his system. So it came out. I think people in the chat might know as well. This came out online yesterday, I believe it was, and there was a story about it that this is Pep Linders' system, and Klopp likes it and he's adapted to it, and then Klopp's taking over it. But I'm all right with this system. But for me, you've got to have a better defender than Trent to play the inverted role. So you look at Arsenal with Ben White; he's more of a centre back, playing in that wider area because he can defend and he can go into them positions. John Stones plays inverted. He's probably England's best centre back, so he can go into that inverted role because he's a good footballer. So that works where Trent's not the best defender. So when he goes inverted, and the thing with Trent, I love the guy. I think we just got to make a decision. I have to keep him as right back, and he's a proper right back that just goes forward, up and down the wings, overlapping his man, sometimes cutting inside if he needs to, underlapping his winger, or you just put him in midfield. This, I don't think personally it's doing Trent any favours at all as well because he's wandering in midfield, ain't he, K-Mac? And that's you don't want Trent to wander. You just want him to have his position. He's wandering.
I just feel like he's caught in between two stills, like what to do, and look at the end of the day, like Trent is incredible at assists, incredible at creativity, and he's so good at passing. Like, just use him as a right back, but just use him more advanced. Like, just tell him to range. He can run up and down all day long. We've got players who can obviously cover for him there. But him dropping into midfield just gets in the way. Like, he really does just get in the way. It looks so disjointed sometimes when you've got him crossing over onto the left-hand side. Like, he doesn't need to be there. Like, I don't think he knows really where he's supposed to be. Like, and also in that transition, when the ball goes to the opposition, he leaves his position too soon. Like, he just runs into midfield. Like, it's just like, it's like, oh, well, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to get into midfield. And then he's out of position. But the problem I've got as well is Canate spends more time coming forward to try and challenge a ball than Virgil van Dijk does. So he's out of position as well. And the amount of times Trent had to get back into the centre-back position, by the way, to cover for Canate, because Canate was walkies, which is what I'm starting to see a lot of. It really does make you nervous. Like, it really does. Like, a better team could have picked us off, I think, maybe. But I just think he just needs to be told, like, what are you doing? Like, are you this or are you that? Like, just let him settle on that. And he might have got injured today because he was covering for Konate
Mm-hmm.
in the centre-back position. Because, I mean, we need to talk about Konate because he was all over the place second half. Like this is becoming a bit of a worry, like for me.
Yeah, he does wander a little bit, Kanate. I
He
will
nearly
say,
gave away a penalty as well, like
yeah,
second half. You see that swipe?
I will say he had a nice breathtaking run earlier and later in the game as well. I do like that with Kanate when he brings the ball out because he's so strong and powerful. He's hard to knock off the ball. I'd like to see Kanate do that more, come out with the ball and bring it into midfield like he did today. But he does wander from his position quite a bit. That is true, but that's saying the manager and the coaches have got to, beat out of him basically, and just like if you stick your position, you got to be one of the hardest defenders to get past in the Premier
That
League.
could be his job, though. Like he could be told
Yeah,
to
he
do
could be
that,
told
which
to
is
do
nuts.
exactly. If he's
It's
told to do,
crazy for me.
it's a different thing. One defender I want to praise because we have said it, we've been a bit down on him lately. And that was Robbo. I thought Robbo was excellent today. That was almost like the old Robbo. And I thought he defended well. I thought he was getting forward well. His crosses were really good. There was a run and cross he did in that second half that almost found Mo Salah. I actually think Mo timed his run wrong. You know that one when Robbo
I
got
thought
the
Mo had a
ball.
bad game today, by the way.
Oh yeah. You know that ball run where Robbo did when he broke through the whole team, and he kept going, and then he saw Mo and he lovely ball over to Mo Salah, who would have been. And I think Mo just judged his timing of his run wrong, because if Mo judged the timing of the run right, he could have stepped into that ball and gone in towards goal.
I think it was the angle that Mo made. He didn't give him the best angle for it, but it would have been an incredible goal. That would have been an old-fashioned Liverpool goal. Three passes goal. Yeah.
And that's what Liverpool great at. We never used to have to worry about the transition side of the game because we didn't used to play out from the back. We were just direct. And
because we had the width. We had the width, mate. We haven't got width anymore.
No. Look.
We're all so compact in the middle. The end of the first half and the start of the second half, you could have threw a blanket over everyone in the middle of the park. Like everyone was in each other's way, right in the centre. Like we've got no width no more, and we've got Robbo and Trent who were just absolutely incredible, bombing down those wings. I don't know.
No, I agree, man. Look,
it was a great game, by the way. And I'm really happy.
It was a great game to watch. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool do play entertaining games, because they play on the edge of a sword. That's the way Liverpool play. If you're a Liverpool fan, it's hard, man. If you're neutral, it's a good game to watch. But no, we play on the edge, man. We really do play on the edge too much for my liking, and it just needs to change. McAllister getting sent off today was a bit of a.
I didn't even think that was a foul.
I didn't even think there was anything in it.
I didn't even think it was a foul. Never mind a yellow or red card.
It was two guys going for a ball they both missed.
That was nuts.
There's connected feet. And then Paul Tierney thought he kicked his ankle. That's why he sent him off. Apparently,
he didn't even kick his ankle.
I was just listening before we went live. Paul Tierney actually thought McAllister went in on studs on his ankle, and that's why he sent him off.
Do you think that'll get rescinded after the game?
And he's got camera angles and can take his time looking on it. Apparently,
do you think that could be rescinded? Because we can try and get that red card taken back after the game, can't you?
You're here later on tonight that the PMRL have looked at it and said, they know that weren't a red card. They made a mistake.
No way. I didn't even think it was a foul.
It was mental, absolutely mental.
It was probably because the players started rolling around on the floor.
Yeah.
I bet you that was it. It was like, oh my God, he's done him bad. He's rolling around on the floor. The player just got straight back up.
Yeah, it was no issue.
You could tell it wasn't a red because McAllister was like, what? That was a foul? You could even see his lip read. It was like, what, a foul? He
didn't even think it was a foul, let alone a red card. But yeah, it was. But you can have fouls that have contact that ain't a booking. You can. That ain't even a yellow card.
It's a contact sport.
Two guys going for a ball.
Nuts.
Yeah, I think David says it's going to have to be appealed. Liverpool would definitely appeal that because they'll want McAllister for the Newcastle game next weekend, which is a desperate need. We definitely needed him in. But I thought McAllister was nice and tidy once again while he was
Yeah,
on.
really good.
Mo Salah. Now, I know he scored today. I mean,
Lucky.
I think we should take
It was
Mo
a good
Salah.
save.
I
It was
think
a
Mo
good save.
Salah should be taken off penalties personally, but I
Yeah.
don't think he will be. It's sort of got a new role I've noticed in the last 2 games now, where Salah's got like a free role.
Yeah.
He's got like a free role because Szoboszlai goes into that right wing area. He goes into that right wing area, and sort of Mo has that free role where he's sort of right hand middle, and he's playing in the gaps and coming deep to receive the ball and all that. That don't really suit Mo, K-Mac, if I'm truthful. It's I don't think a free role suits him. And look, he's always going to be great at what he does, Mo, at getting numbers. But again, heavy touches again today when he's through on goal are very unlike Mo. This free role, I'm not quite sure about it. I think Szoboszlai, though, I mean, if Mo did leave, I think I think we're all right with Szoboszlai taking over him. But
yeah.
what do you reckon, man? I just don't think this new role he's taking up really suits his game.
I feel like 2 players shouldn't have free roles on the right hand side.
Yeah,
and
that's
you've got
weakest
Trent.
side.
You've got Trent, and you've got Mo just basically doing their own thing. I think that's. I don't think that's going to work. If we didn't have Dom, who's just got an incredible amount of energy, by the way, like he was doing lung busting runs in like
he could
the
play.
96th minute.
I reckon he could kick off again at 5 o'clock and play another 90 minutes.
He is insane. Like honestly, the fitness on that lad. If we didn't have him, then we might well have been caught out a few times on that side because Mo had bad touches quite a lot. There was a lot of balls that he didn't do anything with. Him and Diaz did look quite good because Diaz kind of moves across into the centre a lot, which I do like, and that's obviously how he scored his goal as well.
Yeah.
I just think Mo needs to just be told, like just stay in your position, like stay in your lane, like do what you do, like just keep on doing what you do, like what you've been really good at, and stop drifting. Just stay in that one position that you can really affect the game in, and then we know we just got to get the ball to him. But yeah, his touch today was really off, like really off. I did think that guy that marked him was pretty good though, Kirkev.
Yeah,
He looks like a real player. He's Hungarian as well, by the way.
Yeah, good one-on-one defending. Good one-on-one.
Yeah, he was good. I think Dom should be on pens.
Yeah,
Should be on pens. If he starts getting goals, Dom starts putting the ball in the net, then God help other teams because he'll start shooting from distance. There was a couple of times today where he stopped himself from shooting to pass it, and you could see like normally you just want to kill that one, mate. And the shot he did have, okay, yeah, it wasn't a great shot, but you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the lottery, and Jota was on the spot,
Yeah,
and that was important. That was an important goal.
Yeah, I mean, as we're talking
Very
about
important.
I mean, it's just we have been so used to the last few years seeing Jordan Henderson on that right hand side in that number 8 position in the midfield 3, and the difference. And this is no diss at Jordan Henderson, obviously.
No.
But Szoboszlai is doing everything Hendo used to do defending wise, but he's got more quality going forward. It's just he's a joy. I can see why Klopp wanted him and why this club wanted him. It makes sense for what Klopp wants to do and how he wants to play. He's such a joy to watch.
Does anyone in the chat know how many nutmegs he did in that game?
He nutmegs everyone all the time, don't he?
He nutmegs everyone.
He's touch.
I think he nutmegged about 5 players in the middle of the park and literally put them on the backsides.
He never loses his touch. His touch is always good. He can move with the ball at pace as well. He's a lot quicker than people think. He's an athlete. He's a beast. Once he starts getting them goals and assists off, I think the whole world will go realise how good this player is. Because you know what people are like nowadays in football. Unless you've got stats, you can't be that good of a player. So So
That's
once
what
they,
60 million quid gets you, by the way, mate.
yeah, and that's he's worth far more than that. He's worth far more than
He's worth
that as
far more
well.
than that, I know.
And he's a great footballer. He's our best midfielder at the moment, without a shadow of a doubt. McAllister up there as well. I think what's a shame for McAllister at the moment, he's been told to do more defensive side of the game,
Yeah.
which obviously does not suit his game whatsoever. But out of all the midfielders we got available who can play right now, he's the one who can do it the most. So once we get McAllister out of that position and get him more advanced in the pitch, then you'll start to see the real McAllister as well. And what a wonderful talent and player he's going to be. But you're not going to be able to really see that yet with the way we're playing. So, yeah, look, once I think Endo will play against Newcastle. And yeah, he came on for a little cameo. Look, it's hard to see how good Endo is in a little cameo. He came on, he's never played in England before, he's playing in Liverpool. 20 minutes into a game where he's coming on and Liverpool down to 10 men. So I can't really critique him that well because I wouldn't like to be in that situation. I don't think he did a lot wrong. Sometimes he's a bit slow to the ball. I don't think that's anything got to do with his movement or pace. It's just that the Premier League moves a lot faster than whatever he's been used to before. And once he gets adapted to that, he'll be fine. What I did see of him is that he's not slow, even at 30 years of age.
No.
He's got mobility and he can get around that pitch. He doesn't mind getting stuck in. I think he will. He might commit a few fouls, as we saw today, but that's just his nature of his game, ain't it, K-Mac? And someone we've missed,
I don't mind someone committing fouls and breaking up play in the middle of the park because I think that's a really important thing that needs to happen because it kind of throws the game the opposite way. I don't like it when they commit fouls at the edge of the box, which he did. And on another day, that could have been a free kick that went in. But I just like the fact that he was calling for the ball. Like, you're a brand new player. Like, you're literally asking for the ball. Like, I didn't see any other players asking for the ball, apart from him and Dom. Like, literally calling for the ball every single time, trying to get the ball off the back four. Like, look, you're under pressure. Give it to me. Give it to me. And he's got a lovely turn on him. He's got great pace considering, and I don't think he gave the ball away once in that entire game that he played. Seriously, he was that solid as a DM. I really liked him. Like I've never heard of the bloke. But the thing about it is, when you watch videos of someone and then you see them in real life and you think that's nothing like their videos, so that kind of got clipped together. He looks like the player that plays in those videos. Like it genuinely looks like he's kind of just gone from one team to another and carried on
and
seamlessly.
If anyone thought this was a panic signing or anything like that,
no, it's not.
Klopp wanted him. Klopp brought him on.
Klopp,
if you think he was a panic signing, Klopp would never have brought him on when we went down to 10 men.
No,
not in a million years. Klopp couldn't wait to play him, man. I'm telling you, he's got to be Liverpool's starting DM. People might not like this unless we go and buy another defensive midfielder, because I do think we'll get another midfielder, but I've got a feeling it's going to be another number 8. I don't know if it's going to be a 6.
It'll be Gravenberch.
Yeah, I think Liverpool are really into Gravenberch, and I can understand why. He's an athlete and he's a good footballer, so I can understand it. He's got a bright future, really bright future, so I can understand that transfer. But yeah, Endo, I think it's going to be Liverpool's number 6, and I think Liverpool is still like fans are going to be still waiting for that number 6 to come, and I think they're slowly going to realise. Look, unless the number 6 appears, like Amrabat just tells Man United, you know what? No, I'd rather go to Liverpool than Man United, than yourselves. I'd rather actually go to Liverpool. Then Liverpool probably pants and Amrabat. Unless that happens, and something like that comes out of nowhere, I think like there's been some tweets for a Liverpool journalist saying like Liverpool are still in the market for a midfielder. They're not done yet. We don't know what kind of midfielder, but if a number 6 appears that really wants to play for the club, that's who Liverpool go for. Otherwise, it's got to be someone like Gravenberch, who they can make into that number 6 position. He has got tendencies and plays to play there, but I prefer him as a roaming midfielder. But I think Endo's going to be the man. I think he's going to start against Newcastle, and I think once he gets acclimatised to the league, because I think getting acclimatised to countries now is a lot easier than it used to be, because a lot of countries are so multiverse now, ain't they? so like multicultural and all that sort of stuff that getting used to other countries now is a lot easier than it used to be. I think the whole thing is the leagues you play in. Nothing's like the Premier League for pace anywhere. You know, Germany's as close as it can be, but it's still not as. So once he gets to that came out, I think he'll be all right, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I think he'll take a couple of games. Newcastle will be a baptism of fire though, because their midfield is just insane, and you know they've got strength as well on the bench in their midfield, because you've got Joe Willock and Matty Longstaff can't even get in their team. like Joe Willock and Matty Longstaff would probably walk into our team. You know what I mean? They've got some really good players. It's going to be a tough game. Is that away, Newcastle, or home? Because we were electric today. That like the atmosphere at Anfield was really good today. I like that.
I think it's at home. Hang on.
Is that at home?
Let me have a look. No, it is away. It's away.
It's away.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't play at home. Yeah, we play Newcastle at home on the 30th of December. So yeah, it's away.
Okay.
It's going to be a difficult game.
That's going to be a really difficult game. They've got Man City, haven't they? Newcastle.
Yeah, they got tonight 8 p.m.
God, they got Man City then us. Blimey.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go for it. Hopefully McAllister won't be banned, because that's a big loss. Because I don't want to see Harvey Elliott. I'm sorry. I'm starting to look at Harvey Elliott now. I'm starting to think he's not cut out for the Premier League. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of Harvey Elliott fans. I'm starting to think he's just not cut out for the Premier League. But
yeah, I just don't know.
I hope I'm wrong.
I just don't know where he plays.
I know.
I don't know what he is at the moment. Is he a midfielder, a forward player, a number 10? That's the problem with him. He hasn't got.
How can we have so many players that are just like indecisive where they're playing? Like, surely that's something you just get sorted out quickly.
Yeah,
like,
I agree, man.
Like, you know, okay, yeah, you're in the team, you're going to play there. Like, isn't there someone like on the side of the pitch, like showing them the formation thing? Yeah, you're that guy there. Stay there. And then he's just running all over the place doing whatever he wants. Like, he was terrible when he came on. So was Gomez as well, by the way. Like I think Gomez is a decent right back, but we were rinsed today when the pair of them came on the pitch. The whole game swung over to their side when Gomez and Elliott came on, and it happened instantly, which was really concerning. And all they did was brought that guy on in midfield, and they could have got like a couple of goals like in the last 10 minutes. Like it swung so much, and I thought they might be good subs. Sorry.
No, you've got a point, man. I mean, this is where we need that extra midfielder. And the way I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, right, you got Stefan Bajcetic is back now. He was on the bench today. Thiago's going to be back. This is why I'm wondering if Liverpool are going to go in the market for another number 6, depending what's available. I think they really do like Decore. You know, you read all the reports about Decore, and I think Liverpool highly rate him. And if he's available, I think they'll give it a go. But I don't think they're going to want to touch 70 million, which is Crystal Palace's asking fee. That might be something we have to do in January or next summer.
I don't understand why we're not in for Fofana.
I don't think Klopp rates him. I don't
get this.
I've been saying this for a while. I think there's a lot of players, because there's a lot of players out there like your Fofanas and stuff like that, like that 35 to 45 million price range, defenders, midfielders, all that sort of malarkey. And they're FSG kind of signings, if you want to say, because of the age, the transfer value, and the wages are no problem, you know.
And the games they played.
Yeah, and the games they played. So the FSG kind of signings. All I can think about it is that the manager don't rate them or don't want them. And there's nothing wrong. Look, the manager don't want him. He's the manager. Maybe he has. He has to play him. So if he doesn't want him, he doesn't want them. This is why I keep saying I don't think Klopp wanted Caicedo.
Neither do I.
I don't think Klopp wanted Caicedo. You see,
I don't think he wanted Lavia either. By the way, I don't think he wanted Lavia.
You see when he's talking about Caicedo. You see when he's talking about Endo.
Sounds angry. He looks like he's about to throw the mic.
It's night and day, man. It's night and day. And Endo is signing. Endo, Do you know the contract he got as well? It's till 2027.
I know. Did
He's
you see the hug he
30.
got? You see the hug in the
Yeah,
dressing room? I
Endo's
really, 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 really need you. Like, okay.
yeah. It's like, and then he plays straight away. Yeah, look, I
Yeah.
like this is no disrespect to Endo. I think we all hope he has a good career with Liverpool, and it's a stroke of genius. You know what I mean? What I saw from him today, coming to a brand new country, a brand new team, only got signed 24 hours ago,
He hasn't had a training. He
and he
hasn't had a
hasn't
training.
trained yet, and he
He hasn't
hasn't
trained
trained yet,
yet.
and he looks okay.
He
You
looked
know,
okay.
I've seen a lot worse. You know, seen a lot worse. So give him a little bit of time. Give Endo a little bit of time, and
He really did look okay, by the way. Like I've seen players come on and just like, and you're like, oh my god, like they don't even want to touch the ball because they're scared. This guy was all over the place. Like, look at his heat map. He was all over the place. Like, he made a couple of breaks into their half. Like, he set up Diaz a couple of times on the left hand side. Like,
yeah,
he really impressed me.
I
Like his cameo, he did.
I think he'd be solid. I
I think he'd
really
be
do. I
solid.
think he'd be a no nonsense, solid defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
And like Klopp said, he told Endo that I need your legs. Yeah, you know. And then what made me laugh on that little video when he's talking to Endo is when he said, "I need your legs. I need your legs. We need you." He's like that, isn't he? And he goes, "We are very offensive. Very offensive." It's like,
Very.
yeah, Klopp, we don't need to be, mate. You are the manager. You know,
Like,
we don't need to be.
What got me, and I put this in the chat as well, is we went 3-1 up and we were on 10 men. We still had 3 strikers on the pitch. I'm like, what on earth is
Yeah.
going on?
Right, let's get into that second half. So, look, the way we ended this game is a little bit of a worry. Yes, we had.
It's how we started it, by the way.
The way we started it and the way we ended it. In the middle, it was all right, but the way we started and the way we ended, it is a worry going forward. Now, I said this yesterday on Frank's channel. I said, yes, we need a result because it's a result business. So you need a result. But I am still looking for a performance as well. You know, I think at the beginning of the season, you need to see a performance with your results because that sets you up for the year. At the end of the season, the only thing that matters is results. You know, you can play bad and win 1-0. It don't matter because you're getting them 3 points. We're playing like it's the end of the season already. You know, when you're just getting results. And that's my little way. I just need... It's not that the performance is god awful. I don't think there was much difference between this game and Chelsea's game because of the quality difference. In fact, Bournemouth, it could have ended 3-3 that game. I don't know why we were still very attacking when we're 3-1 up with 10 men. I'm not sure about that. You know, it's all right. Just put 5 defenders on, 4 across the middle, 1 up top. You got 10 minutes to go. You're 3-1 up. Just see it out. It's not a problem. Keep the ball. Keep control of the ball. You know, keep the tempo going. You know, there's nothing wrong with that at all. The team's got to learn. The team's still, it's got to learn. It just got to learn. It's got to. Klopp won't be happy with some performances out there today, and they just got to get better, man. But yeah, Gakpo midfield. I don't want to see it ever again. I'm done with this experiment now. I'm done with the experiment. Put midfielders. Here's one. Put midfielders in midfield and forwards in forward areas. Maybe we do that from now on. That's just a little thing there, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. I do appreciate you here. We like Katie said. We need big Katie. We need more midfield control. We do.
Absolutely.
Definitely, and that's why I think we're still in the market for midfielders. I think Klopp's aware of that we do need more midfield control. It'd be interesting to see what he does when Stefan and Thiago are all up to fitness, when they're available, when Endo is now really part of the team. He's having training sessions and as the weeks go on. With them 3 in that team, with your McAllisters and Szoboszlais, hopefully, as the season goes on, our midfield will get better. They get more control of the pit. Now, if we're looking back at this season and we had this really shaky start, but we've been picking up points and then we get better physically and we grow as a team as the season goes on, then I'm all here for it. I think the problem is we've all got a bit of PTSD because what happened last year, and we just feel like it's going to just go from that last year, carry on to this season. But hopefully that's not the cause. Um, Apparently, there's video of Trent limping around the pitch after full time, which is a little bit of a worry, holding his ankle. Um, yeah, that's a little bit of an issue. K-Mac. I can't remember what was it. Did he get fouled or was it a challenge? I can't quite
He
remember.
he actually, so he was covering for Canate because Canate was like, I don't know what Canate was doing. Like he ran out and he kind of got stuck in no man's land, Canate, and then he was kind of chasing the ball around the outside of the box, and they just crossed the ball in, and he wasn't there. So Trent went back into his position. I thought Trent was really good defensively today. Again, like he was good at defensively against Chelsea, but that isn't supposed to be his job.
No,
so,
that's the problem.
so I have no idea what's going on there. But yeah, he made a tackle and cleared the ball and got kicked. But it was like it was a goal scoring like opportunity for them. We had 27 shots at their goal today, by the way. 27 shots, and
Yeah,
I think there was 10, maybe 8 or 10 on target. Like that's a lot of shots. That's a lot of goalkeeping saves. We need to be more clinical. Like, and for me, conceding the goal first again is something we need to just stop. Like, we need to stop that. Okay, I know we didn't do it against Chelsea. I know that, and getting a point against Chelsea is really good, by the way. Like I'm not knocking that. Like, but that could have been a different game, and Ali got man of the match in that game. Ali pulled off 2 really good saves in this game in the last 15 minutes. Like that one right at the death where he pushed it out, that was the exact same kind of save that their goalkeeper did and pushed the ball out to Jota. But Ali was that good that he pushed it out so far away that their player didn't have an angle to shoot. But Ali again was doing some really, really good stuff again. So we just need to be able to just see out games. Like you go a couple of goals up, close the match off. Like you're the one that's got the ball all the time then, but it doesn't seem to be like that. It still seems to be it's one long ball, it's a couple of passing movements, and then they're back in on us. Like it shouldn't be like that. Like we should just be able to just close games down when we're a couple of goals up.
no,
And
I agree.
that needs to happen this year. Otherwise, we won't get higher than we should, if that makes sense. Because we'll be under stress all the time. Players will be, getting injured because they're having to do crazy tackles and track back too much and things like that. And there shouldn't really be the battle there. It should be a case of, well, you're 2 goals up. We should just be playing it round. They should be the ones trying to press us more, and then we counter-attack them. But it doesn't seem to be like that, and that's the issue for me. But I'm buzzing with a 3-1 win. Like I'm buzzing the fact we had so many chances. Dominic played really well. Hopefully McAllister will get that rescinded. Gapco in midfield is just a no-go for me. But we haven't got any midfielders, so maybe that's why he's playing him.
Yeah, I think if Curtis Jones didn't because he only twisted his ankle, didn't he? So
he'd have played.
Yeah, I think Curtis Jones would have played today. I think he might have came in. We just ain't got that midfield control right now. Once the midfielders come in and all that, I think we'll get that control. We look like a better team. Once we get that midfield control, Endo's had training sessions and more time with the players and the team. He'll start to feel more comfortable and know what his role is. And things will start to change and we'll get more control in games. We'll look a lot better for it because we've got the forward. We've got the firepower up top. There's no doubt about that. And we've got the best keeper in the world at the back. So who kept us in it right at the end of the game yet again. So, yeah.
Robbo was good as well.
Yeah, Robbo was
just want to point
excellent.
that out as well. Virgil van Dijk he was sensational again.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people say Virgil was poor today. I didn't think he was poor. Again,
no, he was really good.
It's the system that's letting him
tried to lob the keeper. Did you see that?
Yeah. Thumbs up, didn't he?
He should have scored. He should have scored as well
today.
The
header on the bar.
I think that will come. Like our set pieces are really good. Like we tried a couple of new set pieces as well. Did you see the cross to Trent and the little dummy by Jota as well. Like
Yeah,
we tried some train and pitch set pieces, which is good to see that we're doing that.
Once we get the ball in that final third, we play some lovely stuff. Once the ball gets into that final third, that attacking area with the forwards, we play some really nice football.
Oh,
You know, Szoboszlai gets hold of the ball. People make lovely runs. He finds them. He's got good movement. Same with McAllister. You know, and we make some good movement. And sometimes it breaks down because that's just what happens. It don't matter. But I like the play we do in that final third. It's that defensive to midfield third where we're having issues at the moment, and especially in transition. So we'll get that sorted, and I think Liverpool will actually be all right. You know, Liverpool get all that sorted, get a bit more control in midfield. I think actually Liverpool can have a pretty good season because they've got all the ingredients there. All the ingredients are there. They just need a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a bit of sprinkle, and I think Liverpool will be all right this season. I really do. Look, it's 4 points in our first 2 games. It's not the worst, do you think? Especially when you've got Chelsea away in your first game of the season. So, yeah, a point away to Stamford Bridge is always a good point.
It's always
So,
a good point.
yeah, it's not a bad start.
Poch is a really good manager. Like people seem to think that like they've got Frank Lampard again. They haven't. They've got a really good manager.
I wish they had Frank Lampard in that game. We would have won.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm quite happy with like the future of Liverpool Football Club. There's no doubt about that. But we just got to get. It's just a patience game, and us Liverpool fans are not always the most patient. We have to admit, but I think that's what we have to have a little bit of patience this season. Wait for everything to bed down, and hopefully, while everything's bedding down, though, we still get results, so we don't fall far behind. That's the main thing. Make sure we get these results. But yeah, Mo Salah was poor again today. We spoke about that earlier. You know, having that sort of free roll. Which, you know, when he's coming central, it doesn't really help Jota if he's central at the same time. And with Jota's a weird one, man. He is. I know he got his goal today, a poacher's goal, because that's what Jota's great at.
Yeah.
That's what Jota's great at, getting them poacher goals. But my word, when Jota's good, he's really good. When Jota's not too good, he's bad, ain't he? There's no in between with Jota. There's no like, he's either here or there. There's no
aesthetic.
No,
it's not aesthetically pleasing to watch at all.
There's no.
But the thing about it is, I was watching that game and I was like, "Oh, Jota's been absolutely awful. I bet he scores."
Yeah, I said that. Cal.
He scored.
I was talking to Cal from Coppish. We were chatting back and forth during the game, and we both said the same thing. He's been awful, but you watch him go and score. It's what Jota does. He's a poacher. It's what he does. And
yeah.
Diaz, electric again, came out. 2 goals in 2 games. Another good goal as well. Special talent.
You know what? I'm going to have to start eating humble pie about Diaz because he's going to score goals that you're not supposed to score goals from, and in positions that you're not supposed to score goals from. Mm-hmm. He really is. We're going to get probably like 5 to 10 goals off him that no other player in the league will score in those positions and those chances, just because he's just that inventive. He's that special. Like, oh, man, I mean, he's just great. I really hope he's not injured, by the way, because he came off injured. Like, I hope that's not bad, because that looked like it was maybe his groin.
Yeah,
or his hammy.
There's some quotes online saying he's fine.
Oh, is he fine? Okay.
Yeah, I think he said, like, when he went down, his leg went. When he went down, his knee was up, and it went sort of like flat that way onto the grass.
Oh, God, anything to do with his knees, I really worry.
Yeah,
because it's the lateral movement. Because it's weakened, isn't it?
But apparently, he's saying he's fine. Jurgen Klopp confirmed that Trent received a kick to the ankle and should be fine. Also hinted that Liverpool will appeal the Alexis McAllister red card.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think they're all good, coming off as precautions, which is what they should do. If you think there's a little issue, take them off. No point keeping them on.
Yeah.
You know.
No, the Diaz goal was absolutely sensational. Like.
Yeah, Diaz, he's got to be a super talent. He really is, and
he comes into the middle a lot more, which I like.
He's being more brave now. That's what I've always wanted from Diaz. Just be more brave.
Yeah.
Cut inside, get your shots off. If it don't go in, it don't go in. But don't stop. Yeah. Keep doing it, because that's what you're good at. Just be brave. And that's what he's doing now. And when he keeps doing that, he's going to be a tremendous footballer. He really is. And I think Salah, look, Salah's not always every single new season. Salah might not be the player he was the season before because he's getting naturally older. It looks like they're trying to work out where to play Mo Salah again, like they did at the beginning of last season. Do you remember the faff last season at the beginning when they played Mo really wide and played him
like
a
linesman
winger? And it's like, what are we doing? He's our biggest goal scorer and he's nowhere near the goal. And now we're giving him like a free role where Dominic Szoboszlai goes into that right wing area, and it's like, again, what we,
Mo's got the intelligence. Mo's got the intelligence to kind of work out where he needs to be, but but I don't know. Like, I don't know whether we should just let him do that himself. Like, maybe we should just kind of settle him down in the way he should be. I don't know.
He's our main goal scorer. I just say get him in front of goal as much as you can.
Absolutely.
That's where his ability's at. I don't want him picking up the ball 30 yards away from goal. I don't. I want him on the end of everything. Get him in front of that goal. Salah should play with the width of the 18-yard box. That's where Salah's game should be. The width of the 18-yard box. And you get in front of goal.
Clinical.
And Mo will score goals. But you play him how we are at the moment, just mirror images of what we did last season with him. And then it sort of
looking a bit like that, isn't it?
Then it sort of clicks that, oh yeah, we're playing in front of goal and he scores goals. Shock. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll come from Mo. He's go have games like this now, though.
Did you think that was a penalty, by the way?
Yeah, he got clipped. I thought he got clipped.
I didn't think that was a penalty.
I think he got clipped.
I'm glad it was. I wasn't sure.
He got clipped, but did the clip, would it have made him go down?
Yeah.
I mean, he sold it beautifully, just laying there looking at the ref like
that. He did sell it beautifully. I was like, there's no way that's a pen. It's a pen. And then obviously, yeah, we then got a red card for something that was pretty kind of similar. Yeah, he kicked him in the same place.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know.
It's weird officiating, but I can understand why it was a penalty. I can understand why that was a penalty more than the red card. Let's put it that way. I can understand because.
Do you think Mo was going to miss that rebound? By the way.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was going to shank that wide.
It almost did. But it
looked like he was going to shank it.
With the pen, when you watch it back though, Szoboszlai changes his body shape. He's going that way, and then he changes his body shape to go back outside again. So he's going from inside, changes his body shape to go outside, and then the player, what is it? Daniel Sturridge calls it the skanky leg or the stinky leg, or whatever he calls it.
It was,
and he put that leg out. So I can understand why. So the defender initiated contact by putting his leg out because Szoboszlai changes his body weight to the other side. So that's why I understand. That's why I think the VAR official had no choice but to give it because of that reason. Now, was Szoboszlai already going down for maybe, but look, Liverpool should have had penalties so many times last season for blatant fouls that were never given. So
Chelsea,
that
was a handball.
The handball with.
He literally made the face that he pulled when he handballed it was basically okay. Yeah, you're guilty.
Did you hear Chelsea?
He was like,
Chelsea fans went, "Oh, it's not handball because the ball was going to hit him in the chest." So no,
he diverted the ball away.
His hand was here. It was literally
diverted the ball away.
His hand is level of his shoulder, and he sort of went like that. It's like it's the most blatant handball. It's the most blatant handball. If we were Man United, we would have got it. There's no doubt about it. But
you know what annoyed me as well? Do you know what really annoyed me about that? Is when that happened, the ball bounced off him to one of our players. So he blew the whistle, like as in like they're going to check it, and I was like, just let it land to the player, and he can have the chance. And we never got the actual advantage, and we could have scored off the advantage. We didn't get a chance to do that. It then went to VAR, and then it got no handball. So the chance is gone. So I'm like, not only did you not give us the penalty, he didn't give us the chance.
Exactly. Here we go.
Okay, this is the
spin.
Sorry, mate.
When you slow
look at that even more.
When you slow things down, it does look worse. I will say.
Dive. I'm
So
all right with it.
he cuts back the other way, and there's the
he
leg.
just jumps.
That's the
He just
reason
jumps.
the penalty's been given. I understand why it's been given. Because he turns back the other way, and look, there's the leg, goes back, initiates his contact, and then Diaz jumps over it. So I can understand why it was given.
I would be annoyed. I'd be annoyed if I was their fans. Like, I would be annoyed.
But I can understand it as well, because that's a
Kind of get why the goalie got a yellow card now.
That's lazy defending by the defender, though. That's really lazy defending by the defender there. Look, Szoboszlai goes the other way, and then he checks his legs out the other way. So it's pretty lazy defending. So I can understand why it's actually given. To be fair, but yeah, it's I can get it. Big up Frank in the ass,
Absolutely,
man.
3 points. That's what counts.
Just go back from the game, lads. All right, Jamie, okay, mate. I thought topsy-turvy sort of game after Max sending off, but it's 3 points. That's all that matters, lads. Yeah, you need them 3 points, man. That's what we've been saying. Darwin is wasted by a clock that can be a superstar and play 6 minutes. It's a joke. Big up, man. You're in. Psychedelic says class that from Dom. That pen changed the game. It's his body shape, because he goes that way, and then because he goes back outside again, the defender doesn't go with him. He just sticks out a lazy leg. So he's initiating contact. Is that it might be minimal, but he's initiated it, so that's why it's a penalty. I don't agree with them rules, but I think that is the rules. So, Nunes not starting today. I will say I had Nunes to start this game because it's Bournemouth at home. I'm thinking, when's Nunes going to start? Bournemouth at home looks like
flat track bully. We need a flat track bully.
Yeah, that Darwin can play in that game, because Jota was terrible against Chelsea. I know he scored today in that poacher's goal, but I still think he was terrible.
He was.
And then Gakpo playing in midfield. I'm like, because when the midfield gets settled, all I know is that Gakpo's going to play number 9.
Do you think that Jota could have played that Gakpo role? Because I think Jota's a better presser. I think Jota would have done a better job.
I think roles should have been reversed as well. I think Jota would be better in that position.
I think he'd be better in that position myself. Like, the thing about it is, like, I said this in the chat, is like, there's a guy called Awuni who used to play for us, a Nigerian international. He plays for Nottingham Forest. He scored 2 goals already this season. He scored 12 goals last season in the Premier League. We could have had him when we signed Nunes. Like, why are we signing Nunes? Like, we're signing Nunes to be an Origi at the moment, because that's all he's doing.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing. He's coming on every now and again. Like, we could have had this guy who we've already had at the club, who's a goal scorer, and he's just threat. He's a pain in the arse. Like, that's why you're bringing on an Origi for the last 15 minutes. It's just to annoy defenders and to keep them occupied. And we spent 85 million on a guy that we're going to use like that. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I don't think Nunes is a sub. I don't think he's an impact from a sub.
And we gave him a number 9 shirt.
Look,
Origi did that perfectly from the substitute bench. That was perfect for him. Yeah,
absolutely perfect.
When I look at Darwin, I think Darwin's a starter. He has to start. It'd be interesting to see what Klopp does with Darwin this season, because it'd be interesting to see when we've got our midfield completed. After the 1st September, transfer deadline's finished, and we've got all the midfield in, and we're going to get in, and our midfield's completed, and we settle down. It'd be then interesting to see what he does, because Gakpo seems to start no matter what, either as a left winger, a number 9, or an inverted number 8, in the midfield. No matter where he starts, he's taking positions up that he shouldn't be in, and he's starting still.
He's just playing him.
Jota, since he came back from injury, Klopp basically
starts every game.
So I'd be interested to see where Darwin plays.
And Salah plays every game as well, even
Salah plays every game. And I think if Luis Diaz is fit, Diaz starts most games. So if you got that, I do wonder where Darwin plays. Now I know it's a squad game; you need squad players, of course you do. But Darwin must have been sold a dream. He came from Benfica, 65 million. you got to remember as well, the deal goes up to 88 million if we're successful, in
I
a
know.
transfer fee. So this is a big transfer of a player that at the moment ain't cutting it. And I just feel like if Klopp don't fancy him, that's fine. He's your player. He's the manager. If he don't fancy him, it's fine. But then we got to make a decision on him. That's the thing. And you know, I'm hoping once the midfield's all settled after the transfer window, and Liverpool got the players in they want to go, and that's their team now until January when the transfer window reopens. Then we see what he does, because it'd be interesting to see them. Because my personal opinion is that it'll be Endo, McAllister, and Szoboszlai as our midfield three. Hopefully, it'll stop this Trent going right back. Trent will just be a right back and not this inverted nonsense. Go back to Robbo being a proper left back, and then he's got a choice: Gakpo, Jota, or Darwin for that number 9 role. And if you're asking me right now, I think Darwin's third choice in that.
He's fair choice.
Yeah. So
look for me, when we get the midfield sorted, Núñez is even further down the pecking order. He really is. Like, he's even further down because he's not going to come on the left, because that's where Jota plays if Diaz doesn't.
Yeah.
And then you've got Gakpo in the middle.
Yeah.
And then if Gakpo's not playing, then you've got Jota playing. And then you've got Salah, always Salah. And at the moment, if Salah doesn't play, it looks like he's bringing Ben Doak on. So I don't know. Like, I feel a bit sorry for him, because I think Núñez is a confidence player. You can't be a confidence player coming on as a sub. Can't. Like, that's just not going to help your confidence. And if you're coming on when we're on 10 men as well, like that's really not going to help you either. For me, like, why give him the number 9 shirt? The number 9 shirt just kind of throws me off. It really does. So you're giving him the number 9 shirt, and he thinks he's going to be the main man.
Yeah,
and he's not.
Exactly.
I don't know. Like, and I don't actually think we play the football that Núñez thrives off, if I'm honest. Like, we'd have to change the way we play, and we're not going to do that, are we? Like, that's just not we never play to a player's strength, do we? When we sign them.
No. And it's unfortunate. I hope Darwin.
It's really unfortunate.
I want Darwin. I think Darwin, if he gets to run a game, can prove be a good player for us. But at the moment,
but he should be playing home games against crap teams.
Yeah, like Bournemouth at home should be the game he should come into. I agree. Look, knowing Klopp, he'll shock the hell out of us, and Darwin starts against Newcastle. You know, that's sort of
he played well against them last time, so hopefully.
Yeah, so maybe that's the way it goes. But look, guys, we're going to leave it there.
Yeah.
Liverpool won 3-1. It was a really weird game, really bad beginning, quite a dodgy end to the game as well, where Bournemouth were having multiple chances of minutes to go. The defence is still an issue, the midfield is still an issue, but the forward line is on fire as always. Szoboszlai, man of the match by a complete mile, absolute beast of a footballer. Only going to get better. Hopefully the McAllister red card gets overturned, and Klopp has said that Trent and Szoboszlai are fine. So all good news there. Virgil, excellent yet again, I thought. Robbo, great. Hopefully we saw Endo make his debut. So yeah, it's been a decent afternoon. We can't moan too much. It's been a decent afternoon. We've got 3 points. At the end of the day, it's a results business, and 3 points is all that matters. Performances will get better as the season goes on, lads. But I'll be back again to Monday morning, guys, for the coffee morning shows, guys. So make sure you join me on Monday morning. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you're doing. Enjoy. And from me and K-Mac, we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Up the Reds.